Hey everyone, I'm the video forensics guy, and welcome to 5 Minute Forensics. This is where we break down video analysis techniques in just 5 minutes. Today we're going to be taking a look at speed estimation and looking at some common problems that I see when people are conducting speed analysis and how we can improve the accuracy of our results. At its core, speed estimation relies on a simple formula: speed equals distance over time. But if either of those values are wrong, it will make your estimation inaccurate. So first up, let's talk about one of the mistakes I see when people are taking distances. When you're taking a distance on a road and you're using fixed points on the road, it's often that the vehicle going through the frames on that road aren't going to match to the points that you chose for your start and end point. If we take this sample, for example, if I'm using the wheel as my reference point to the ground as it's going through frame by frame, this first frame I have, it's starting too far away from the start of the measurement, and on the next frame it's already gone through the measurement, so my measurement's going to be off slightly when I'm doing the calculation. Next, let's talk about time. One of the common mistakes I see people making is not identifying that their video is a variable frame rate video, so they're relying on the FPS when they're doing their calculation. They'll take how many frames it took to cover that distance, divide it by the frames per second, and get a time that way. But often the duration of the frames are inconsistent because it's a variable frame rate video, and in those cases you can't rely on the average frames per second. In those cases, it's really important that we look at other timing information from our video, whether we're relying on the PTS or something like a pixel embedded timestamp. When it comes to video forensics, I truly believe that having the right tools for the job make all the difference. Here, I'm going to show you how to do speed estimation in AMP5, which I would argue is the best tool out there for any type of video forensics that you're going to be carrying out. And if I go to my speed estimation, I'm going to quickly go through how it works and why I believe this is the best way to do speed estimation. First, if we take a look at this grid, I've done a 2D measurement here of this grid. What we do when we do this measurement like this, and because we've fixed the distortion, we're calibrating this road, this plane that the vehicle is traveling on, to be able to take measurements from anywhere within on this road. It doesn't matter where my start and end point was because we've calibrated the whole road. I can show you if I extend this grid out. So we can take measurements up and down all this way, and it doesn't matter where the real position is relevant to the measurement that we first took. So that first issue that I spoke about, we've completely negated that as an issue for you. We then take our path that the vehicle's traveled on. You can see the points here, and these points, as we go through, you should see a long distance and then two short ones. This is following that variability in the video's frame rate that we spoke about. And by using a path like this, I can use a reference point like the center of the wheel all the way through the path. So for each frame, I just mark where that vehicle is connecting with the road. Then when we get to time then, as I said, this is the second mistake that I see people make, and that's that they're using the FPS average as a reference of time. Look at what happens to my speed estimation here when I'm using the frames per second. You can see it's currently at 36. If I go through this, it's going to go 28, 25, jump back up because we're at a longer duration frame, then down again, then up again, then down again. You can see the speed is fluctuating all over the place, and it limits what we can tell about the vehicle during the speed estimation. When I use the PTS, and if I go back to the beginning, you can see that we're going to gradually increase the speed as we're going through. So because we're using more accurate timing information, we can actually tell more about what happened. We can say that this vehicle was accelerating from the start to the finish of the speed estimation. So I think my 5 minutes is almost up. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a little bit about speed estimation, some of the common mistakes, and how we can overcome them using a proper forensic software like AMP5. If you enjoyed this type of video, please like, share, subscribe. And if there's any topic with video forensics that you would like me to cover, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you want me to discuss.